Give us a shadow.
Hey, welcome everybody to another episode of CBSI's Vintage Voyage. Tonight, we are going to talk about the Seduction of the Innocent and the SOTI books. So if you've ever wondered what those are or you're an expert, we're going to run through them, share them, talk a little bit about each one, and, just have some fun and let Peter do some musings on them. So
I think
it should be fun.
And I'm coming off the cuff here, and I know I'm interrupting like a prick right from the beginning. I think we got to call it Rena's Renditions.
Rena's Renditions.
Whatever you want to call it. I saw some covers already, and I'm like, there's some wild stuff in here.
Oh, dude, I saw some quotes already, and I was like, Jesus, all right, it's going to be a good show.
It's going to be good. So without further ado, just check out comicbookinvest.com. We've got a quick promo we cut, so just see that. Oh, shoot, that didn't work. Bummer. Hold on. We'll try again quick. We're rookies. Try it. Thank you, Brian, for making that. It's sweet. Apparently, I'm just too dumb to copy it over to the new channel, but we'll get that figured out. Also, just like to give a quick shout out to Comic Barricades, the #1 solution to protect, stabilize, and organize your collection. So give them a follow at Comic Barricade on IG or at www.comicbarricade.com. And without further ado, let's kind of get to the meat and potatoes. I think this is going to be a long list of books. For those that don't know, Seduction of the Innocent was a book written and basically a psychiatrist kind of saying how unhealthy the violence and images were for the young adults. You can get a little more into the weeds here, but ultimately this resulted in lots of the books just not being common. We could kind of thank them for making the books go away. So things that had tons and tons of copies got burnt, thrown away, trashed. Mothers were enraged. Comic books were destroyed like mad. That's why kind of between the 50s and 60s, there's such a difference in what you can find. So
it's also to jump right into the fucking side rabbit hole. It's also combined with the war efforts, pulping all the earlier golden age. It just contributed to this. Instead of it just being those early 40s books that are rare, it's comics pre-1955, and Jesus, DC Silver from 50, Anyway.
Well, the other, for those of you that are a little younger and are watching it, the closest thing I can kind of compare it to is, I'm going to say not real younger, but for those of us kind of in our late 30s, early 40s, was when heavy metal and music was getting attacked for being violent and causing people craziness. Probably the younger generation.
On there.
I think video games, when they're like violent video games and rating systems and all of that. Those are the things that you can compare this to for a 50s kid.
And rap and rock.
Yeah,
like,
the rap
and rock, and fucking Public
video
Enemy
games, all that. So compare it to those, and that's
awesome.
comics version of this. It's going to make your kids delinquents. It's going to make them degenerates. No, they're going to do that on their own. Don't worry.
And please, we have to remember before we even get in, this was written in 1953 by an already old, super white dude.
Right there.
So just keep in mind when some of these quotes came up, which, for what it's worth, we absolutely left some stuff out. There's so much to look in, go check it out. But oh man, shit's wild. We're going to have fun tonight.
Getting a first print of this book is kind of on my list. I've seen some of the, reprints or some of that, but I would like to get an original. And isn't there one with a bibliography and one without?
Yeah, dude, I can't go down that. That's literally your forte is rabbit holes off of rabbit holes.
There's a bibliography one that I think is rarer, if not earlier. And book printings are crazy. You got to kind of research those differently. They're not like comics, but I've seen a few pop up, and it's on my list of just kind of cultural things I want to own.
Yeah,
so
makes sense. But the cover of the regular book is the black and white, basically, with the red, and then the one with the little kid's eyes. I think that was the UK version.
Oh, there's a UK variant. Oh God.
Exactly.
Oh man,
Right up your alley.
Already.
Royble's got 3.
Oh God, don't get me started on that. So I mean, just kind of setting it up. That's what we're dealing with. He looked at it from a medical type thing, saying that the violent images and all of that would just lead to problems for the children, which some children probably, but sorry I got distracted by a comment. But so this book basically charged a generation of housewives to get behind it. So,
and it's such a, as we go through it, it's such a split camp of, some of it's like, yeah, I get it. Like, that's a great example of like, I don't know, man, I probably wouldn't let my 10-year-old read fucking Hana Fear, but like, that's not really comic books' fault, right? Like,
yeah. So the other thing we guess we kind of skip ahead as we're driving into the craziness. If you've ever seen the term SOTI book, SOTI, or Seduction of the Innocent, that's what we're talking about. There's books that were used as examples in his case study, I suppose, if you want to call it that. These are books he specifically pointed out and mentioned, and then eventually got used in the investigations with Congress and all of that stuff going forward. So if you see the term SOTI book, it's something used in this Seduction of the Innocent movement, trials, lots of words I could use.
Senate hearings.
Yes.
Yeah, this is just a couple examples of what was inside, some shots inside the book.
One of my favorites is the black and white of the girl leaning forward yelling. It's from it's from some weird book, but it's, the caption's just like, what is it? Like,
lousy, filthy, I'll tear you.
No, look at the what's his name's quote on it. Like, the reason he has
smaller caption.
He's like, welcome to America.
American womanhood.
Yeah,
but I mean, could you imagine if they saw modern comics? Oh my God, they'd lose their mind on some of that stuff.
This just says indeed.
Yeah, I don't, right? Like, I agree with some of this. Indeed, here. Like,
oh boy, erotic spanking in Western comic book. Yep, this is where we're at.
To be fair,
I think I saw that on Deadwood.
Well, they got to source their material somewhere.
Exactly. All right, pull back out of this.
All right.
That's the theme of the show. Pull back out.
This is just highlights too. The entire list will actually be available on comicbookinvest.com when the podcast ends. Peter spent countless work hours.
I can count them. It wasn't that many, but I will admit, I'll freely admit, you better remember these covers, because I didn't bother putting the title and number on the side of every one of them, because I was like, there's like 100 slides here, so
we better get moving on them.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's take some wagers too, man. How many am I gonna fuck up?
A lot of the titles are big. You can see them.
All right. Over under.
I'm not trying to guess the year, because we'll fuck that up.
Oh no! That was way too much.
I do look forward to seeing our technical expert Solo Wookie will help us on anything we mess up.
Right.
As far as
we get
mechanics
Anthony Purdue in the chat. Nelms.
C. White's a new guy. Welcome.
Yeah. What up?
All right, Peter. What do you got next?
All right. Our first book. Police cases.
Oh.
Number 3.
Yeah.
Say authentic police cases. Number 3.
So this, man, oh man. I think the quote is outside the forbidden. All right. Well, lay me on the quote so I don't fucking paraphrase.
Oh, I didn't know if you want to just talk about the book at all before we get to the quote.
Well, the book, so the cover, you're like, all right, whatever, man. If we're just basing stuff on chicks getting thrown off buildings, then like there's going to be a few thousand books here.
Yeah.
This book wins because of the story that's either printed or reprinted. I think it's reprinted. I think Spook later on is the first time. Either way, there's a fucking blood drainage story in here, and you're like, oh, blood drainage, whatever. And then you see the thing, and you're like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I guess why he would find issue with that.
I just like how there's one family watching this whole thing back here. Look at these. They're all crowded up at the window like, hey, let's watch the goings on the building across the street.
Just, hey, they get the view.
But nobody else, just them. But anyway, here's the blood draining and your quote.
Yeah, outside the forbidden pages of Desaad, you find draining a girl's blood only in children's comics. Like, man, he should have written some of fucking CBSI's like slogans and memes and shit. They would have come in hot. That said, for those who don't know the Desaad, it's that I mean, Solo Wookiee's gonna fucking write a paragraph here, so I'll just go with this, and you're welcome. It's where the word like sadism came from, because of his wild appetites.
Jeffrey Rush played an awesome Marquis de Sade in Quills. So if you haven't seen that movie, go check that out, and you'll know what we're talking about.
This is the most cultured show on the channel.
He got nominated.
Fucking talking about plays and shit.
No, it was a movie. It was a movie. I forget who directed it, but
oh, all right. Well, it's still impressive.
20 years ago now, though.
About French folk, like I'm still calling it culture. Classy.
All right.
Okay. We're gonna move on to Batman.
Oh, what is wrong with Batman? It's wholesome, quality entertainment.
Is this where the quote comes in?
What could you have said about
I'll move
Batman?
the quote to the end. So if the quote came in,
so everyone just keep in mind this is where it began. This is one of the books he cited. The amount of stuff he said about the relationship of Batman and Robin and the intensity in which he says things, so much of it we're absolutely not putting up in quotes here. You guys can go right, Peter. Yeah. Peter knows like, nah, dude.
No.
No, we're good. I get a doozy at the end that I'm going to read because I couldn't stop laughing. It's just ridiculous. But
Ben has a hatred for Robin. Maybe this is this guy is on your bandwagon of Robin hatred, but he just attacked a different way.
I never felt bad, and after reading the quotes, like quote after quote, I was just like, Jesus, poor Robin.
Like, he deserves some better covers.
Oh my God, yeah, like, oof. So. Yeah, he found real issue with this team up. Batman and Robin was very unwholesome.
The whole dichotomy of the two.
Yep.
All right. We're gonna move on to Beware. Is that number 6?
Yeah, Trojan. Beware 6. I think it's Trojan because the other Beware is
Trojan.
The other company.
His quote is, "Children are first shocked and then desensitized by all of its brutality." Sidetrack, that's a really awesome cover I've not looked at before.
Isn't it? The run's littered, man. There's some good ones. I'm gonna call it Red Dress Distress, man. There's no bondage, but
it's orange.
She's not okay.
She's definitely distressed by what she's seeing.
Yeah.
She also looked like she took a couple of shots earlier. Look at the I don't know if he's black eyes or just shading. But
oh my.
Well, he did too. I think it's just shading. It's got to just be the shading.
Dirt clods coming at him.
Yeah, what a fantastic cover.
Yeah. All right. Next, I think we have The Beyond.
Oh.
Number 7?
27.
27.
This is that Ace Publishing. They were so hit or miss. They had oh God, the Spectre Shadow fucking time guy. It was just the worst shit ever. But then there were fantastic covers like this.
Yeah, that one has some coolness to it.
Yeah,
doesn't it? When you get past it into the sunset, I don't know, man. It adds a whole other layer. I don't like the covers that take up a quarter or a third of the cover, but
the trade,
but when you if you settle in on those pinks and the skyline, that cover comes alive.
It's such a calming image, except for the murderous skeleton in the suit.
Right,
there's a seagull flying by.
Yeah,
it's a dichotomy.
Yeah, just chilling.
Oh God.
Looks like the Deep from The Boys, rocking that old school scuba diver gear.
I tried to find one of those in like March or whatever, like for that Northeast Comic Con that was still going to happen. It was like, if I'm going to that fucking thing, I'm going to have to go in like
look for one of these
14 scuba suit. So,
oh man.
All right, Black Cat Mysteries coming up.
Okay.
This cover, I mean, that's probably a little fucked up. Like, I guess that guy's like stealing children to throw into the abyss or whatever. But like, when you see what's inside of this one, it becomes a lot more tame.
Yeah. Now I know there's another Black Cat here, but I wasn't sure which one of this panel went from, so it goes in between.
The Whip of Death? Yeah, okay, so that's from 36. So this is a story where, first of all, fucking the rats are eating people's heads. Like,
oh, yeah.
While being whipped by a ghost dude. So the ghost dude
I thought you said albino.
Who's just been under deck all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's getting revenge, man. So they, in one of the other panels, it's just him getting whipped to death, and that's what Wortham cited for putting this book in. Besides the ridiculous cover again of getting, children tossed into the abyss of demons.
I like how he had to research individual panels and stories in these to bring it about. So just here's all of it.
Yeah. No,
you know how
this is what I have a problem with right here.
So yeah,
another Black Cat.
What a great cover. I actually have a copy of this. It's one of the few books just through all this wave one of getting rid of most of my comics in an effort to upgrade. I can't quite get rid of this one yet.
No.
Is that a red dress distress?
Well, she's wearing a red dress, or
it's bondage.
Do we count witches, or we not count witches?
Yeah, dude. Fucking what kind of weird ass segregation statement was that?
Don't be witch shaming.
Witches don't count. Yeah.
These days it'd probably be a Karen
or a Becky.
Okay. Oh goodness.
Yeah. See, we're hip.
Yeah, and if you haven't caught on yet, we're kind of going alphabetical with these covers, so we're sticking in the beatles, and we're going with Blue Beetle next.
Oh, this is a classic, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Other than it's the first strapless bra.
Oh yeah,
the first everythingless.
I never paid attention. Somebody's like, "There's no strap." No, there's not.
I didn't notice until you said it too.
I looked at it a ton of times.
And we do get the quote. Children call these headlight comics or headlights comics.
Well, I wonder why.
So do adults, man. Like
children call them headlight comics. Outstanding.
Great cover. Out here. It's I'm trying to play it cool, but he wants to look.
This is one of those like forever
I've
classic.
never seen that book like in life.
No, absolutely not. And we got another Blue Beetle following this one.
So anticlimactic to go from this to the 54 to this is 56, I think.
Yeah.
They didn't frame this one very well because she's sitting on the Phantom's head.
Yeah, or they just didn't put his head in well. Like
they gotta put him on there.
Seems like an afterthought.
Yeah.
But then they give a small image of his head, but give all this text of his story down here.
Oh, kids in the 50s read more, man.
Or I don't know, Blue Beetle. I guess it's Blue Beetle narrates. Is that Blue Beetle? That's not the Phantom. It's Blue Beetle.
It's Blue Beetle, but I don't correct people because I mean
they look very similar. I'm not gonna lie.
The Blue Phantom, like
yeah. All right.
No, feel free. Correct me. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Back off of the Beetle because I don't have anything wild to say about this one.
No, this one we're gonna go to Chamber of Chills then. Number 7.
We got lots of skeletons and ghouls and all kinds of goodness there.
Yeah, I just really enjoyed that.
Yeah, knife in the skull. And look, she doesn't look quite skeletonized yet. She's still hanging in there.
It's fantastic, though. Look, what a fun cover. Like, you got the ridiculous, clearly dead or on her way to being dead bondage cover in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rarely listed as bondage. Again,
Well,
it's weird what you find.
SOTI.
Yeah, true.
I mean, that kind of becomes it's a subgenre. I mean, amongst the pre-code horror and stuff, SOTI is a subgenre of that.
Yeah.
And everything that's in there becomes known as a SOTI book more than a bondage, more than it's kind of an escalation of.
Yeah, and in getting like a lot of these images, I found there's a lot of lists out there, but a lot of these lists are kind of incomplete. Like they don't have half of the stuff that we have on the full list. Just saying. Moving on. Classic comics.
What? Yeah, classic fucking comics. 13.
Yeah, it's an interior panel that's the wackiness, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's
There you go.
I mean, again,
Yeah,
it's interesting because it's like you're not crying for this to be taken out of the school system. You're just like,
it's a pretty hardcore image.
It's a pretty fucked up book.
Yeah.
Like,
You look, that street's pretty wide open. Like he just plows through her. Like,
yeah, dude, because he took the fucking super serum, keeping shit real.
that's no excuse.
That is no excuse.
All right.
Yeah, so this is supposedly the first horror story in comics.
Huh.
Now,
Interesting.
So,
I'm going to say this because, Ben, you didn't actually, now that we're doing the presentation, you didn't respond. So I hope the next cover is the cover you wanted. Because you said 59, but we didn't have a classic 59. So I went with 50, which was Tom Sawyer.
Oh, I didn't respond. Yeah, no, sorry. Classic, it turns to illustrated.
Well, the only reason why I thought it was this one was because of the quote, what Comic Book America stands for. Like,
Oh, yeah, no, it's some weird panel inside.
We can skip it.
then we'll disregard this silly slide.
Sorry. No, that's on.
We don't have a Flubbin episode. I had one last week.
Well, I was just thinking maybe it was all about Tom Sawyer. It was a good old time for an old white man to think that Tom Sawyer was a classic slice of Americana to give us all.
Right, to be like, this is what people should be reading.
Exactly. That's what I was taking out of it. But
Yeah, no, that happens later with a book that he's like, yeah, this is what kids should be reading. And then like 14 pages later, he's like, in this fucking comic, and it's the same thing. And you're like, what? Whoa, okay. We've all had our cannabis moments, but like, man, that was 14 pages, not a couple books. Crime Reporter 2, I think this is 2. What a fantastic cover. This has red dress distress, weird, foot bondage interior that he took problem with some kid that he interviewed. And for what it's worth, he interviewed a bunch of kids and showed them these fucking panels.
Oh, it's a good way to do that.
Yeah, he's like, for research, everyone gets ECs. Cool. Yeah, I mean, what a quote.
The
Like,
quote
who cares?
is nuts. Red hot poker. Sounds
well,
like
to be fair, you show a bunch of kids this panel, of course they're going to tell you what he's going to do because you're kind of like prodding them to tell you. You're asking them.
Yeah.
It's an intense fucking panel, too. Like, I get it again.
What is that? I'll try to zoom in a little bit to. give a little, because I mean, look, even this guy back here, I don't know what his relationship is into the story, but I'm assuming with the red they match up, and he's just being held back by this guy.
Out for a night on the town, and now they're getting fucking foot bondaged.
It's a good thing they had this crate lying around. Everybody has a warehouse around the house, you know.
Yeah, well, the 50s, there were old stoves and wood crates everywhere. Did you know this?
Hey, my in-laws have a wood stove.
Nice.
Anyway, moving on. Crime Smashers.
Well, that looks like a wholesome American book right there.
Oh, yeah. So this is one of the ones that, like, I didn't pull panels for because it's actually, like, just a bunch of rape and murder.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
so it's like a cross. It's like an issue of Crossed set in 1950, and you're like, well, all right. I mean, he didn't miss the mark every time, so you know,
they're a bit intense.
like, you know, right? Like, it's funny if he had just if his SOTI shit was like 30 books,
yeah.
It all would have made sense, but instead he just went way outside. So,
welcome, DS. Good to see you, man.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, man?
I'm trying to let the chat know. I'm trying to keep an eye on it while running the show here.
I'll watch the chat.
So, Crime Suspense is next, or Crime Suspense Stories.
Yes.
Right.
I think Morello had this one.
A couple big dogs.
Is it the 19?
Oh, yeah. God, that's great.
That's fantastic.
Absolutely.
I don't think we need to discuss why it's on the list.
What do you mean? It's because of the what appears to be severed arms right here. You don't see the rest of them.
Severed arms holding
Some
it
of the
down.
fucking stories in this stuff. So this is kind of all right. So I'm getting ready to run a shock suspense stories, right? But I want to read it one more time. Issue 8. Holy shit! I forgot how good ECs are. The story is some dude's a naturalist and his wife's way younger and in love with his brother, and like it's some crazy rich dude. So the wife poisons him with like too much sleeping powder. But during that day, like the dude had something delivered, like, and he was like a collector of fish. So the guy, dude. So the fucking guy like is dying in bed, so his wife and the younger brother go to hook up in the pool, and you just get eaten by a fucking shark, and then like, dude, and then like the guy like gets his arm eaten and just bleeds out on the patio, and you're like, it'd be badass enough, but it ends with like a quote of like, you know, the shark ate her for dinner and his arm was lunch. Like, badass. Buy EC Comics. Read them.
I swear, it just sounded like you completely just riffed that entire story, just out of like nowhere.
Oh, wouldn't yeah, dude. Right? That's like what these guys were doing.
It's like a Rick and Morty episode. You just ran off with a random story, and then you know what? Let's animate that now.
And it all made sense. So, yeah. And the quote on this is like the cover to a children's comic, right?
Oh yeah.
Again,
I don't know if you need to say more.
So everyone sees the shadow and all that, and it's all fucked up, right? And like the shadow adds a depth. It's kind of like the mirror one where you're like, oh, fuck the mirror, and it fucks you up. And like the shadow, you're like, right on. The most fucked up part of this cover, look at the neck bone.
I was going to say the break. Like, this bottom right here. Like, this
like
little...
yeah, dude, like, well done. I remember clear as day the first time I saw this comic. It was the first time I went to a one of those little VFW shows. I'm sure people have them around the country, right? Like, literally, like old school. There's like 20 comic dealers, and it was on this dude's wall, and I was like, "Oh shit, what is happening?" Okay, I like this place. So yeah.
All right. The next one I think is Crimes by Women.
3.
Yes.
Fantastic cover.
Looks like they're breaking out. Yeah, looks like they're breaking out of prison.
Yeah, prisons. Yeah, why not?
Interesting. I don't think I noticed it when I was grabbing the image that this was a prison break.
That's such a great cover, and I like how the logo isn't obtrusive because they just put her right over it.
Yeah.
Good use.
So
they even hid the price here and in the tower. Can't see it's 10 cents.
Oh shit! Good eye, man.
Well, now that I'm looking at it. All right. Next one we have I don't know, is it Dagger or Dagar? Desert Hawk.
Oh, either way, that's a nice cover.
I read the line and I'm like, I can't figure out what we're. As soon as you flash my, now I know what we're talking about.
It's weird too because again, some of them the covers you're like, okay, what's the big deal? Most of it really is the interiors, but the covers are too good not to, make a highlight show out of.
I have to read this now. Ugh.
Yeah, and we got another one. Which one is this? A couple issues later.
21.
Yep, 21.
Okay.
Great cover. Again.
This would have been a good cover for Fire over in Monty.
Yeah.
Now, the next one is a very tame cover.
It was a diary? Yeah.
Yeah. Diary Loves.
This is some weird bullshit about Paris, like a dress from Paris.
Yeah, there was
she steals it. How to steal it.
Yeah. So he's like, well, we're teaching America's youth how to shoplift fancy dresses. You're like, yeah, I guess, man.
That's in the same vein as showing the man hanging.
Right, or the injury to eye panels. You're like,
he just went a little too broad with his attack. I think.
When you define angry old man, okay.
Off my lawn and let's not talk about anything bad.
Yeah, it's just a story. I mean, the girl taking a dress could be something right out of Disney. I mean, it's not necessarily going to make every kid who reads this Danny Ocean.
That's the quote of the night.
Anyway, so I don't got anything else for Diary Loves. So we'll go to Dollman next.
Oh, again, just what a great cover! I'm not even gonna pretend that I know what
happens.
The reason for I don't. There's some that stick out, and there's some that don't. I don't know what a fantastic cover this is, though.
This looks like an X-Men villain. Like it was like on the early X-Men. I know what
you're talking
Isn't
about.
it
looks like to me.
Yeah,
in the 70s, not 70s, like the number, like the 70s and 80s number of the run, or 50s,
yes, very much
50s, 60s before it goes into the 20th century.
Yeah, because it reprints in the late 60s, like 60 something.
Oh yeah, you're making that run. You definitely know.
Yeah, I'm paying attention. That I can talk about. This stuff I have a little bit harder time. I'm talking about Blue Phantoms instead of Blue Beetle.
Yeah, well, I was seeing Blue Phantoms with you, so.
You're nice to correct me.
Well, because you weren't wrong.
Well, now we got
oh my,
gorgeous.
Wow.
Just the painting on this is just
the style is like airbrush, but holy cow.
Yeah.
You've seen the others of these, right? The Ziff Davis shit.
Yeah. I just don't think I've actually looked at this one.
This is by far. This is the chase of the shit. Every fucking thing about this. Even the handcuff.
It's easy to overlook the handcuff.
God.
But she's not just playing a game.
And look at the articulation on the fucking chess pieces, man. And look at the fucking dagger coming out. But
she's like a I'm gonna mess up.
Durban
Durban type pinup girl. Like the art on that.
Gorgeous.
Mixed with just the most menacing. I mean, holy shit.
Yeah, look at that lean. I'm telling you, just leaning in with the knife, and there's just these eyes that they gave him. Awesome.
Man, if you're going to do Dr. Doom, that's the mask. Holy crap. Wow. That one might have been my list.
Right? Everything about that is fan-fucking-tastic.
Yeah,
it is. It's on my...
Robot's awesome, but holy cow.
It's on my 100.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes, DS. I have the alien, the humans are in the alien, like zoo cage shit on the spaceship one. And then I have the, another Amazing Adventures one.
Oh, and moving back, DS helped us out. It was X-Men 51, the Erica Red. I feel better.
Absolutely. I love every time I see his graphic on Instagram. And for those who aren't, check him out on Instagram. You want to see cool-ass Golden Age stuff. Man, oh, man. Every time I see that horrific, I just smile. Like, what a great avatar. Anyway.
So
and hey, Robert.
We're leaving the E's, getting to F's. We're at famous crimes.
I figured Z would see this and go, "Ooh, I like that." So
it's in there. My head said it. I mean, it's the reds and the greens. You know.
Yeah, I don't think there was enough green though. I don't think there's enough green to really pull you in.
I appreciate the sacrifice that he just stopped using green at a point.
Also, like from the files of Police Squad up here.
Yeah.
This whole run.
DS.
Yeah. Right?
I don't know where you'd find one of those.
You know, yeah, in his collection, man.
Oh goodness. I do like this book. It's one that I see it and I always think about grabbing one, but I haven't.
It's fun and it's not too crazy.
No, it's a reasonable book.
Yeah. And we got another one. We got another famous crimes for you.
I think there's two more maybe.
At least. Yeah.
This again, I don't know, man. Fishnet stocking covers, that's cool. Parts on your Tata covers, like that's cool too.
Yeah, there's something.
Is this like at the theater? Oh yeah.
I don't know, dude, but crime never pays.
They're like there's like lights and stuff. They're like on a catwalk almost. Or backstage. Backstage Vegas.
Okay, that makes sense. Because otherwise, I was going to say that this outfit, it really reminds me of what was it? Character Wendy Porky's, the third Porky's that she wears when she goes out with the senator. She's rocking an outfit kind of like this with stars and stripes, and is really drawing attention to herself. I know I'm really going off topic with that.
You just went to a Porky's 3 late
Porky's 3. That's right.
Reference.
Not even the original. You went to 3.
No, yeah. That's the rabbit hole off the rabbit hole.
Not the next day. This was, I think, Porky's Revenge was the third one.
Oh, you're right. We had one more of these famous crimes.
Yeah, we do.
19. Yeah, 19.
What is going on there?
I'm assuming the cops shot him.
Is that blood in the sky? No, it's a skyline. Okay. I thought it was blood dripping the entire panel.
No, it's not a fucking Chesler.
And then who knows what happened to these two? I guess they got it earlier.
Yeah, you can see the spot of blood on the head of the dude in the orangish yellow shirt there. Like right in the front of his head, you can see the red spot right there. Huh. And again, red dress, distress. There you go.
Green pants, if that helps.
Green pants.
It's not the yellow pants excitement that we usually have, but
that's true.
Yeah, the green doesn't quite do it for me.
No.
All right, I'm realizing we're gonna have to go fast.
Yeah, we're gonna
end up
midnight.
All right, Giant Comics Edition 4 should be next.
No, we got Frontier Romances first.
Sorry.
What's going on with this?
I don't know. I just like the cover. Oh no, that's not the right one. That's why. Keep going.
Okay.
So this is the Desaad story, the blood draining story. I think this is where it comes from first. I don't check shit, but I'm pretty sure this is before the other one, and there's one more that it's reprinted in. And again, cool cover. So,
all right,
this one.
Yeah, see, this is why we got to go fast so we can slow down for the
Harvey Comics Library 1.
One of the books I've had on my list from day one.
Why do you want this one?
It's amazing. Did you do the quote or no?
This is Rex Morgan, MD, newspaper reprints?
I did do this.
They were like, what do we call it? Exactly.
The shocking dope expose.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, I mean, like...
This is kind of a grail upon the SOTIs. I don't even know what it classifies as other than that. I mean, it's
fun. It's a fun fucking Harvey.
Yeah.
It's
a tough book, man.
Yeah, I've seen it once, and I accepted that I didn't need a 6, and I just kept going.
I mean, super low grade sell for a butt ton these days. So
it's on my 100. It's on my 100 list. I don't know. It's gonna be fun.
This might have been the one that little girl was reading at the beginning. I'm not sure, but we go haunt the fear.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Again, ECs. You could almost have cited every EC cover. Period.
Yeah.
You really could have. The complaint here, and I just think it's fucking. What a page. So I wanted to include it. It's a base. He's bitching about the fucking organs and shit used for the baseball game.
This?
Yes. Oh God, what a fucking fun page. A comic book baseball game. Notice the chest protector is one of the quotes.
Baseball.
Like
that's what I thought of when you said baseball. But yeah, the head. Yeah, the leg is a bat. Look at it.
Ruining an American pastime.
I mean, what a great... I appreciate ECs.
And I think you pointed out, like, the catcher's chest plate is another person's body.
Hey, use what you got.
You don't want to get hit with a head? I do like that the baselines are just fucking intestine.
Oh, I was going to say, is that intestines?
But again, man, like, this, nobody did horror like EC.
Huh. That is something.
They had to know at some point, too. They had to know at some point someone was going to be like, dude, we can't have 7-year-olds reading this shit. It's not okay.
No.
Well, they kept going, though.
Double beheading, double decapitation, twice the fun.
Love it. What a badass axe.
You got to be skilled to rock something like that, because otherwise you miss them both. Have to swing again.
I'm going to keep us running on this one.
Oh, and to back up, just to be super clear, I don't want to fuck with Peter, but that's the wrong 17. So if anyone's looking for the baseball, it's because Haunt of Fear is fucked up and it goes 15, 16, 17, and then starts over. Yeah. So it didn't matter. It was a great fucking cover because it's an EC. So sorry.
That's all right.
Man,
I wasn't sure.
This is what Z told me he was going to cosplay as when he came out to New England Comic Con.
You ruined it, man.
The dream wasn't dead.
But I was going to use yellow pants.
Yes, he was.
Right.
So yeah, what an odd fucking comic.
That's probably womanizing and all that good stuff.
He loves, he dares.
He's a super lover.
The one and only.
Yes.
But we'll move on. Journey into Fear.
There's some great stuff in here. That Superior comic line. There's so much. Red Dress Distress.
Absolutely.
Love it.
Jungle.
First Jungle book.
98.
Riding a Zebra.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is about Jungle Books comics for the most part. Like, I'm just not the biggest fan of them. I want the planets. I want the Ranger. Jesus, the Ranger. Some of the Ranger some of the wings.
Well, I think he just had to include
stuff.
He had to include them just because. Can't leave anything to chance.
Yeah, I mean, so for what it's worth, there's lots of, signs of the times in the Jungle Books from the early 50s.
I'm sure.
But the covers just, I don't know. They keep them affordable.
To you to explain, because I don't know what this is doing here.
Is it Coopies or Cupies or whatever the fuck it's called? Dude, because what the fuck is happening?
I don't know.
Like, we're on the same page, man. What the fuck?
I see a mushroom and a walnut, and they're riding it, and they're just butterflies and little weird Dr. Seuss naked babies with these little pointy things on their head. I don't know what the hell's going on here.
Dude,
and
if
these
you
worms are
replace,
just as confused as me. They're like, what the fuck?
If you replaced all those little baby or cherub or whatever the fuck is happening there.
They're like Munchie Cheese. Look, they don't have noses.
Isn't that fucking weird? So if you replaced all those with baby pandas, I've had that trip.
Moving on.
You bring a suitcase like this little guy.
Fucking right down to the walnut with the wooden wheels, man.
It's like a weird Smurf episode.
It was a weird trip.
All right. Well, again, I guess that's all we got for that one. So we'll move on to the killers.
Did you see the DS thing about Jungle 104? That's a fucking tasty tidbit.
Oh. Nice work, DS. Thank you for the tag in.
Again, man. So everyone in the chat, we appreciate all you guys. It's what makes this fun, and how we learn. Because honest to God, I learn so much in the live show every week. So we appreciate you.
Okay.
This is a great book.
Who's there learning?
Fantastic cover.
Yeah, this is an odd group of guys to be put together, though. I'm just gonna say it. Like these three, the Killers three. I don't see how these guys met. Decided to team up.
Yeah, and it's a Cole.
Yeah.
Sure. For those who don't know, it's like this and the Lawbreaker. What's it called, Z? The one you had, the electrocution cover.
Oh yeah,
whatever it is, the electrocution cover.
Lawbreaker's number one, but I don't. There's a long name.
Yeah, exactly. DS.
Yeah, beautiful.
It's funny. There's that weird this year or year and a half period of LB Cole covers that has the Manhunt. What's it called? Target. There's the fucking Target with the Native American fucking there's like the tripping colors coming out of it and big headdress and shit. That's all right in this period, I think. And it's just, I don't know. I appreciate it compared to Terrors of the Jungle and all that. Oh, no shit. Yeah, again. I need
Anthony sharing some info on those Cupies.
Absolutely. Appreciate that. Doesn't make him any less fucked up for what it's worth. That comic's all sorts of fucking...
I'm convinced now Munchie Cheese stole that look.
All right.
Law crime.
This is the run. Law against crime.
Another awesome LB.
Yes. The electric chair's in here.
You know.
Why does this guy get a highlight? Everybody else is blue.
Well,
but he gets a call out.
It's a cop. You gotta show the
Law.
cop.
Law against crime. DS again. There you
Yeah, this guy's got 5 o'clock shadow up to his eyeballs. Like, that's a beard that's like a Wookiee beard.
It's committed.
That he's not shaving.
Coming from you.
I know. Well, it's coming back. It's coming back.
I feel like we've actually gained a little steam at least. I was a little worried we were heading into AM hours.
We got a fun one next.
Meet Corliss. Yeah, so there's 3 or 4 of these, and they're all just they're headlight covers. It is what it is. I find the first one atrocious. The head. There's something wrong. I don't know what it is, but I don't care.
Adolescent boys call these headlight comics again. And it's what I find.
Christ. All right, 2.
Dumb and Dumber. But yeah, then we got a couple more.
Not a fan. Yeah. Like, I don't know what the fuck's happening, but like, not
you just
for
have
me.
to choose this title and get stuck on it.
3, I think. Yeah. Again, some weird old dude with a smoking robe. Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
And then we go to murder, I think.
Wait a second. There's something to be worried about here. What's this Z she has on her?
Oh, no.
Are you the smoking jacket man in this cover?
Apparently.
Oh, Christ.
All right, moving on. Murder Incorporated.
Yeah.
Reds and greens. Gotta love it.
And it's I don't know, man. It's the way that it's better than those chopped, covered up cover page.
Yeah. When they work the background in with the trade dress, it definitely helps. And it's odd to think. Like, when you think red and green, first thing that comes to my mind is Christmas. But for them to make covers that aren't, this doesn't make me think Christmas. I think that's kind of impressive with the coloring.
The robe makes me think of the rich wife at the end of Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. When she comes down.
Yeah.
I like this.
Lousy ways to save a buck.
Yeah, exactly. This is a nice one.
Yeah, this was a continuation of the other one, right?
This is Corliss Archer 4, technically, or it would have been. It's My Life 4. Headlight-ish, fucking the dude bitched about everything. And it's shocking what he didn't include. Next week, we'll be back with a continuation of today, but it's going to be missed these covers, and we're just going to highlight a bunch of awesome covers that didn't make SOTI that I don't know how they didn't, and we're going to have fun. So,
all right.
Anyway.
Mysterious Adventures.
Distress, Mysterious Adventures.
Go quicksand.
This entire run has these old school, like, skeleton, the way you think of skeletons. I think it's every single cover in some form of ridiculous, about to murder people. So, fantastic run.
What's this
about?
Yeah,
dude, I don't know. I have no idea. I saw this and was like, what is happening? We need this. Somebody will know.
We'll probably need to read to get that one.
No, I figure we wait about 32 seconds for the guys in the chat to type it out and let us know.
Yeah.
I really like this cover. I don't know what it is.
Because my man either had a problem with birds or he had a problem with Asian people down here.
And Peter, I mean,
hey, and I'm Asian, so I don't know. I'm taking offense. Well, what's wrong with this cover? What's wrong with this book?
Or what's inside of it? Like, what the fuck is happening inside? I really do like the art on that cover.
We'll check in a few minutes. I'm sure somebody will give us that answer. This is a long one we got on this one. Holy cow.
Okay, yeah. All right. That's because this one, do you have the quote?
I did read this a lot.
Okay. Quite apart from its sadistic groove, the imagination expressed in comic books is mechanical rather than any way creative. For instance, in a Jungle Book with the subtitle The Jungle Girl, the satanic Dr. Zanzir transplants a pair of bat's wings onto a tiger. Fuck yes. The rest of this book is the usual parade of invitation to sadistic perversion, race hatred, and violence for violence sake. What about emotional release? Or no, what about the emotional release a child is supposed to get according to the defenders of the comic book industry? And then he goes on and on and on. One story concludes with a close-up of a fist holding a gun in these words. A gentle squeeze of the trigger and the last breath of life will be squeezed out of Nyoka. Read on for part 3 of the Tiger's Paw. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, dude need to calm way down. That said, the interiors of this book are over the top. Like,
it's
the well-known the education panel that he's like, oh, they call it education, and it's just like human sacrifice with a girl in like lingerie splayed like this. You're like, oh, okay.
Uh-oh. DS tagged out too. I feel better.
Uh-oh. We're in the trenches now. Out of This World 2.
Wow.
Great cover, an interior panel that, again, like, this was his big bitching festival on this one. And he misquotes.
I mean, I get you go this panel and you see what this guy's talking about here. Yeah, it's a little abrasive. It's a little forward.
Balda, yeah, and like he goes on. There's a few paragraphs about the inappropriateness of that single panel, and he fucks up the word bubbles. He's yeah. Anyway, Phantom Lady.
Yeah. Now we get some Phantom Ladies.
I can't look at this cover without thinking Mike Morello now.
That's troublesome.
It is.
Hey, it's none of your business how he spends his weekends. Sorry.
No.
There's no question why this one's in here, you know.
For those who don't know, Morello landed a copy of this a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I mean, Baker, the run of covers. Oh man, we all appreciate Baker. We get it, but it's. I don't know. I've said it before. This always rivals the 17 in my head, and then you play the 17.
You want it?
That's awesome, Anthony. And then you see the 17 rather, and you're like, oh yeah, fuck no, the 17's better. Like, the 16's so good though that it pulls you in every time. Confuses me. I'm always like, maybe. And then Peter will go to the next one and you'll go, oh yeah, never mind. That's man, that is the top of the line, right? You don't get better. Like, you don't get a better, well, oh man, 7 Seas you can argue is a better Baker cover, but I would concede to it being a matter of opinion, but
yeah, this
is top shelf bondage.
Headlights. I should have saved the Dumb and Dumber clip for headlights.
Here. Yeah, man. Shit. This is another one of the top 100. This is I'm trying to get rid of all the comics I own and turn it into 100 books I really want. And it's gonna be the 100 list, and this is one of them. And I'm probably realistically going to get through like 3, and then be like, well, I can't afford anything else. We're out of here.
I got 3.
That's all right. It's a small box.
So, yeah, man, I can't say enough. I'll go quicker after that, but Phantom Lady, like, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to hit Planet now.
We're still good. Don't let the alphabet fool you, because the bulk of this list was in the C, like is in the front.
Yeah.
Again, the color, you can argue it's orange dress distress if you really want, and like.
This is a gorgeous cover that I've just not, just went over it without paying attention. There's so many good ones in the run.
Yeah.
But it's a nice one. I still don't know why that Anthony Perdue answered that Nightingale's a Chinese fairy tale, but I still don't know how that gets in. So
we're gonna look it up afterwards.
He doesn't like it because the writer just doesn't like the Chinese. Apparently, he didn't like the fairy tale.
That's twice now, Peter.
I'm just saying.
He's unhappy with the Asian population.
And I take offense. Public Enemies.
I assume it's an interior panel on this guy.
Unless I grab the wrong Public Enemies number 2.
It is. It's okay. That's my fault.
And then we'll move on to Rangers.
We can sit on this Rangers for a minute.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah. See, when you guys laugh at me for Western books.
No, dude. Cowpuncher and Rangers? And even some of the fire...
Fire hair.
Fire
Thank you.
hair.
There's a couple of the fire hairs I like. They're pretty inexpensive.
Cowgirl Romance or something, or Cowboy Romance had something. There's some crazy Westerns out there if you go digging.
Yeah, I mean, I have the only other hanging cover Western, this kind of like, not broken neck fucking EC hanging cover I've seen is the fuck? Wow. I just McClayed. I literally just did a McClay where I have to admit the cannabis consumption might be high.
While you think it over, we can go back to Firehair, the Frontier Queen. We're talking about Tiger Man, the Werewolf Hunter, which is just a lot of animals to put in like one little phrase.
This also has confusion behind it. So the quote in Seduction is, "On the floor under his open hand lay a comic book with this cover. A girl on a horse with a noose around her neck, the rope tied to a tree. A man was leading the horse away, tightening the noose as he did so." That cover doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So right now, people, and there's a Seduction of the Innocent .org or SOTI. It's wildly informative. It'll be linked in the article that we're going to post when we finish here. There's some wild shit in there. They get into stuff way better than, we're just here to have fun.
The highlight.
Exactly.
Yes.
We're just having fun. We don't get into the prices too much. We don't get into, we want to hip you to artists and covers, and I'm glad we're doing interiors a little because it's fun, but
yeah. Plus, I got 5% of the covers wrong.
yeah. Well, I clearly checked 0% of them on you.
That's all right. There were a lot.
Yeah, no, keep going. Sorry.
You keep going. All right. Well, this one you can probably spend a minute or two on too because it's odd.
Oh, this is the fucking Red Seal. So this is definitely reprinted. This is not the first time it appeared. The fucking blood drainage story again.
Oh,
so there's
here?
Red Seal. This is Red Seal Comics 16.
Yes.
So Red Seal Comics is infamous for all they did was make covers and staple them onto
Other things.
So you've seen the Red Seal. I have that fantastic fucking skull with like the purple hood fucking up like this over the graveyard.
Yeah.
And that's a Red Seal. And it's like there's two different insides, and so one of the insides to this cover has the blood drainage story.
Huh.
I know. I could not put it on.
Oh, goodness. Next
so Red goes Reform, right?
Oh,
yep.
man.
This is just, Jesus.
This is one of the toughest freaking books. I mean, I never see them, and people that want them in any kind of condition. They are.
Yeah. I will say, yeah.
Comic books are supposed to be like fairy tales.
I love the quotes. Like, that said, the model they got for the cover there looks like the fucking Tuesday afternoon at the dumpy fucking strip club. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I get that people want the book because of how ridiculously insane it was for 19 whatever. But I'm all set, man. Like, what the fuck?
It's not amazing. It's just the overall vibe is just like, really?
Yeah. They succumb to temptation.
Like, no, dude. This is probably a story of people that are like, I'm all set.
Moving on. Rula.
What up, McClay? Rula, this is 21, right?
Comics fun. That's a great quote.
Oh, sorry, I took it down. I was putting it up, but you already had it.
Look like that.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes, DS. Red 20. I have that, and it's one of my favorite books. And 14's fantastic. Sorry, I clearly fucking bounce all over the place, man.
I had a Red Seal 20. I let go, sadly. That was dumb. Rula.
But yeah, we got Rula. And if you don't like this, Rula.
Girl. Or Jungle
Girls. Oh, well, this one. Can't go
I have
wrong.
that one.
Can't go wrong. Stabbed in a crocodile or alligator? I get confused.
Oh, yeah, I don't.
Either way, it's cool.
No.
I'm not
that Crocodile. Crocodile Dundee 2's been on a lot lately, so I'm going to go with Crocodile.
Yeah, I bought that a few months ago. I always wanted that or the snake one, and then I decided that I wanted that one more.
Well,
I originally wanted the first appearance, and then that just wasn't. So
does this make the 100?
Oh yeah, I'm not getting rid of this.
There you go. You're already there. You're a third of the way there. You're 3 that you think.
I'm in, Peter. I'm in.
I'm telling you, 33%. That's a healthy percentage already, right off the bat. Sensation?
I think I just sold this fucking book too because I don't know better.
And Solo Wookie helped us out with the clarification on the alligator crocodile fiasco that we had.
Technical advice.
So that was an alligator. Yeah, so I'm not gonna lie, the SOT stuff goes so deep. SOTI stuff goes so deep. I don't know everything. Not that I would have kept it, but I would have given it a second look to say, "Oh, that's cool." On that sensation.
It's not that exciting. Let's be honest.
It's really not.
Well, it's not, especially if you form a gang or a criminal enterprise and your name is the Green Shirts. That's the best you got. Everybody in shaken fear from
one of the
Shirts.
gangs of New York. It was a good movie.
Were there Green Shirts in that?
I don't know.
There were Dead Rabbits. Dead Rabbits is a cool name. We're the Dead Rabbits. The Green Shirts, it might as well have been the Yellow Pants.
I'm going to start a fucking gang and call it the Yellow Pants.
You joke about that, but there was a guy at my work who used to walk around. He wore yellow pants at least once a week because I would see him when I used to smoke cigarettes. I'd go out for smoke breaks. I'd see this guy just walking all the time, and I go, "It's banana pants." I didn't call him yellow pants. I called him banana pants. Saw him all the time. Anyway,
that's a better gang man named Banana Pants.
Spook Mystery,
dude. LB. 1954. This is when it starts getting right to the right down to the wire with the stuff. The first issue is 2 issues before. It's that classic Headless Horseman, the 22. I have the 22. Fuck yes. I'm an idiot. When I picked up a 23, which is the painted face, the literally painted fucking. And then but it's really the skull. It's like a Chamber of Chills play.
Yeah.
But he looked over both of those and went with this. There's just a fantastic fucking run of LB Cole covers here.
Well, not in our presentation because our next one is not an LB Cole.
No, is it the story? This is I don't know what's happening. What the fuck?
It's Harry. It's true.
He jumped the shark. when we got to this point, I was like, oh, okay. Dude literally had a problem with everything. He's like, they mentioned the fucking weather. Like, all right.
And I don't know about you guys, but when I saw this cover, the first thing I thought of was this. The wooden trick. So I put him in.
Poor Truman.
It looks like him. I don't know about Truman, but just the way they drew him, at least, it looks like him to me.
Oh, very much so.
Moving on.
Man, did I put this in here just because of your fucking 3 comic Monty gorillas. I was like, you fuckers overlooked this, and I didn't know it existed either.
Well, I didn't have it. I got to pick books I have. I don't have this.
I didn't know this existed. I saw this, and I was like, oh, shit.
I looked. When Mike Mayhew picked Gorillas, I was like, oh, boy, I'm going to have a hard time finding Gorilla books, because I did. The Garage covers I had in my flash run, I was like, these are not impressive.
For anyone who has not checked out 3 Comic Monty, the evolved iteration of it right now is some of the coolest, most entertaining, I don't know what to call it, short comic content. It's like 25-minute episode. They highlight a bunch of covers. Guests are out of control now. They got Mike Mayhew 3 times, Peter?
Yeah.
Jesus. And so many other things.
Yeah, we got a couple more coming up. A couple more artists.
His website, man.
I still miss you guys. I still miss your guys' books.
Yeah, well, John, Z and I are we'll
save up for a good topic.
Yeah.
We're enjoying the rabbit hole of Golden Age right now.
All right.
Of which? Strange Mysteries.
This is another fantastic Superior Comics, who always seem to go with this green. I don't know if they had extra ink, but this is a great fucking cover, man. Like, you got the ghoul or the white, whatever it is, like the not skeleton. You got like the demon dude. You got the, I'm not going to lie, I don't know what the fucking melting Chewbacca on the left is. Like,
you got to mix it up.
That shit scares me. Yeah, so check out the detail on the skeleton. It's not just a skull, it's a skeleton. You think so?
It's a bat.
It's a creepy fucking bat, man.
Oh! Well, the skeleton's got a lot going on here, and then...
The skeleton, I dig the fading fucking...
the neck.
Yeah, but this isn't even just like a regular demon. This is like a... I can't think of it. Like the Japanese tattoo art. I can't think of it. There's a specific name for it. I can't think of it. But I'm sure somebody will know. But it looks like that to me. Like that.
Yes, but I have not seen any of those in Japanese art that have one horn with a hood that has the horn.
Well, then that horn just got poked.
So yeah, well, I like to think more of it. I like to think it was pre-designed.
Yeah, it could be. It could have just been a happy accident.
The dimensional.
You're trying to keep the horn secret.
We need to make a metal band and name it the Dimensional Knife.
Oh God!
Fucking all right. I don't even know where we are. Strange Worlds 2: Injury to the Eye.
Yeah, because otherwise I'm going to start talking about Kevin Arnold's band, The Electric Shoes, because you brought up band names.
It's not dress, but for the future on Strange Worlds, I'm calling it. That's Red Dress Distress.
It's red outfit, red dress. Same difference.
Or dress, not meaning dress all the time, but just their attire.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's a fun cover. What does that say? Avon? Yeah, that's Avon.
Yeah.
I might need glasses, man. Fucking.
No, these are kind of small.
Right.
Moving on to Tegra.
Tegra.
Yeah.
There you go.
More Jungle Girl.
I don't know, man. There's the jungle shit doesn't do it for me. Outside of that Rula, like.
Yeah, it's
all right.
I just never got into it either. I don't know.
I get it.
What, Peter? Sorry.
I mean, I get it, but at the same time, it seems like a lot of extra work to fashion her, cheetah print skin into like a bikini top as opposed to just I'm just gonna make a poncho or something that would probably be easier to make.
A more practical attire.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's about to have a leopard skin fucking.
She didn't want to get too hot, Peter. It's hot in the jungle.
It is hot in the jungle.
Waterfall for. But you shouldn't get the leather wet. So I don't know. There's all kinds of problems with the jungle.
Don't get leather wet, and you never throw a bong, kid.
Rules to live by.
That's all I'm saying. Terrifying.
Oh goodness!
God, there's so much LB in this. I love it.
All right, where are you at?
He really hated LB.
Is this an alligator or a crocodile?
So that's clearly, according to Solo Wookiee's guidelines, that is a crocodile, and the one before was an alligator.
Look at us.
So, man, we are fucking learning and educating as we go. This is fun because it takes a few looks to go, oh shit, that's an underwater cover. And I would have used it for that 3-comic Monty had I.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It
Yeah.
does take a second to.
You get the tiny little air bubbles, and it's.
Yeah.
It's like water on fire, man.
I'll give you here so you can see the little air bubbles up in that area.
Yeah.
But she fashioned a whole one piece.
She did do a one piece.
It was probably a little bit easier.
Well, if you're in the water, maybe you need it.
But
No,
yeah,
you can't have the same outfit as someone else on the fucking island.
I don't know if this was a correction or an affirmation, but Solo Wookiee says crocodile.
No, that's what I said, right? Alligator.
Yeah, I don't know.
You did.
I already fucked up enough covers. I'm already fucking up the gator terms.
You didn't mess up the covers. I messed up the covers. But moving on. Terrors of
Fucking
the jungle.
Oh my good God. I have this one too. This is the only time I get excited and yell, I have that book, I have that book. Like people do with the Hot 10. Like, shit, I have that. I'm like, oh, fuck, I have.
Yeah.
Another LB, man. You can't stop getting coal covers. Like,
This is the one that jams more into a cover than anything. I mean, there's so much going on.
Yeah.
You could stare at it for days. I mean, skulls, natives, fire, craziness.
Like shrunken heads.
Yes.
Charlie Brown zigzags back here.
dude, first appearance. Oh, no. Never mind. That's post.
It's not black and yellow, but that's where the idea could have come from.
Crazy.
And
Yeah, what up, Nico?
Good old thing. This is a weird one to choose, though.
This has the best quote of the entire book. And Seduction of the Innocent is not a short book, folks.
neither was the quote.
No.
So I didn't put it on there.
This is the second best quote. The fucking Batman quote's the best one. But did you say you didn't put it on here, Peter?
I didn't put it on there. I thought it was a longer quote, but apparently I just missed it because I don't see it.
The quote from Thing 9, he gets all like uppity. The quote is, "Stomping on the face is a form of brutality. Children learn early."
Where the hell did he get that from?
And who the fuck is he learning from? Like, what the fuck? Like,
Thing has so many eye injuries, so many of those kind of things going on.
but what is this common trend he thinks of? Like, kids are learning face stomping early?
Face stomping, exactly.
Like, ABC.
American History X wasn't out back then.
Dude, that scene fucks me up every time.
Absolutely.
Ugh. Oh.
But still, like, I just missed the quote, but yeah, where are you learning this? I don't care if there's pictures of it. Like, he's saying it like it's, everybody knows that's the first thing you learn as a kid is to stomp somebody's face.
Right, and just a form of brutality they learn early. Like, what? No. I don't believe that was true in the early 50s. I don't believe it was true when he was a kid, which would have been the fucking 18-somethings.
Yeah.
Anyway.
T-Man.
T-Man.
That's an interesting.
I don't know if I had the right T-Man, though.
No, this is the right one. This it's the inside. It's a weird interior. I couldn't find it. The quote is, "One of the worst crime comics boasts So the inside panel says this is distributed in over 25 countries throughout the world. And on the opposite page, there's a federal agent knocking a man down with a rifle to the words, "Boy, the sweetest sound on earth."
I mean, yeah, sure.
I thought it was amusing and like, I don't know, like it really just felt like super nitpicking at a point.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
so that's why this one made it.
It actually is like real fitting for right now. It's interesting.
Yeah.
He was just 60 years ahead of his time on that one.
Now the next one you're gonna have to explain because.
Oh, I think I put the quote in.
Because otherwise, what was his problem with this?
This has a reprint of the book just before it, believe it or not, or the other way around. I think this is earlier, or I don't think this is earlier.
We're getting a lot of echo all of a sudden.
Are we?
Yeah.
Are we getting it when I talk?
All of us.
When I talk.
So everybody turn their shit down a little. Just turn the actual volume down. There, is it gone?
No.
Yeah, I'm not hearing an echo.
All right, maybe
it's. I hear it when Z talks, but let's go covers.
All right. Well, no more tween age. We're done with tween age.
No, man, no.
I don't know. I'm looking at the clown here. Thought maybe we want to talk about the clown, but all right, we're moving on.
Terrifying.
Web of Evil.
Goodness, that's disturbing.
Yeah. The eyes on both this guy as well as the skull are just intense.
Well, the skull is almost like a bald head, not a skull.
Yeah.
Huh.
I dig that cover, man. I don't like this title that much, and I know that the electrocution cover's in it, and I don't know. There's a few that are I get they're okay, but I appreciate this one. Red Dress Distress.
Absolutely. Is this the right weird fantasy?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Okay, because there were two.
Yeah, no, this this comic. I have this comic. This is one of the first ECs I got. And it was the first non-horror EC I picked up. I don't know what his bitch with this book is, but
yeah, I'm gonna say I'm looking at it. This reads more comedy to me. Like this guy here is like, oh shit, we screwed up, and the big alien balls hit the earth. Like this doesn't read horror to me, or something bad. It's
fun and it's that detail. Like I don't know.
Oh yeah, like the detail in their faces.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yes.
But anyway,
I'm still trying to make this run. I've decided to include it in my 100. I'm too close to like give up.
Too close to stop now.
This is issue 7.
This dude's creepy.
This is gonna cost me. I don't have this one yet. Yeah, man, the fucking peg leg shit fucks me all up every time I look at it.
Yeah, this whole thing with. I mean, he's sitting amongst gold, but he's not picking up the gold. He's lovingly holding these skulls. Like, this is messed up.
And I appreciate how they put the number. Yeah, good. The number and the fucking price right there in the shadow. And he's missing an eye. I've never caught that. That's fucking cool.
Huh.
I love staring at books like this when you get lost in them and you start catching shit you didn't catch before.
Yeah. Well, the one I found apparently has pen marks on here.
That's pretty common, man.
Yeah, well, somebody wrote mine. That looks like Peter. Somebody wrote my name on there for some reason.
We're going to have to get that.
Next up, Weird Science. Is this the right Weird Science or is this the wrong Weird Science?
No, I think the right one's the blue one. I mean, it doesn't matter. I can just say, yeah, it's the right one.
Yeah, it does.
You know
We're
what I mean?
on that
No matter what,
Durango alien suit, kind of that.
Yeah, it's a killer fucking cover.
Yeah, this caught my eye, and that might what drew me. And I'm like, I don't know if this is the right one because
It's tough because they're the ECs and other titles that have multiple of the same number. You're like,
I mean, I get what a problem would be with this cover when you got this, dead guy here inside this spacesuit, but
it's so badass. Like just the deterioration of it all.
Anyway, we won't stick on that one since it's not the right one. We'll move on to Western Adventures.
This is not. I'm just kidding. This is right.
Oh shit! I was about to click again.
This has an injury to the eye panel in it.
Gotcha.
That's all.
All
and it's not as graphic as the one we have at the end.
Witch's Tales?
my one of my LCSs when I first got it back into comics had this there instead of a wall, like most LCSs have all their good shit up on a wall. They had this really cool old school antique fucking cabinet. And this book was in a low grade, but it was like $100. And I bought every other horror book and didn't buy this one for whatever reason. And it always just bothered me that I didn't get it.
See that? Guy getting run down by a skeleton.
What did he do, though, to get run down by the skeleton? Now that we got time, we need to run his rendition.
I'm getting the feeling that this guy actually jumped in front of the car and he didn't realize it was skeleton. It was an insurance play. He was going to try to shake this guy down, jump in front of the car, pretend you get hurt, shake him down for a few bucks, and then he got pissed off when he found out, oh, well, that's a skeleton. I'm not going to get much out of this guy.
Worst gamble ever.
Yeah. Because look at his arms. He looks like he's leaping onto the car. He doesn't look like he got caught by surprise. He looks angry. Because he's pissed off. He realized, shit, that's a skeleton driving the car. This guy didn't have any money.
It could be the cabbie from Scrooged.
Then we got Women Outlaws.
Because you can't have a list without multiple fishnet covers.
How many of those are there, I wonder?
Oh, God. We're going to get Morello. Get Morello on a fucking run of that for cover tunes. This is the first issue. I don't know the inside. Fun cover, though. Figured it was worth the highlight.
Yeah. And you got this guy. Look, you rarely see, actual blood, on some of these covers, but he actually got shot, and there it is.
Ooh,
anyway.
Cattle Katie.
Wonder Woman?
Yeah, the Wonder Woman stuff, man. That's that, signs of the time. When they go to jungles and stuff like that. And we didn't have a Wonder Woman cover on here, so I put it on.
We had that one earlier with the knife.
Yeah, the Sensation. This is better than that Sensation cover. That Sensation cover is...
What was his problem here? Was this a thumbs up cover?
Robin's having way too much fun.
Because his cart's winning. That's what
Poor Robin.
This is a fun fucking cover, man, right? Boxcar Derby is
yeah, his soapbox car is winning. That's why he's excited.
That's Americana, though, right? That's that, man. I don't know. I dig the innocence of DC covers.
Yeah.
When we start getting really deep into the horror and the dark golden age stuff, again, if Robin wasn't fucking mucking up the whole fucking scene.
Oh, will you leave Robin alone? He's happy when his car is winning.
Yeah.
He's just sad Batman wouldn't let him ride in his own car.
Yeah. He's
just sad because Batman's really focused on Superman for some reason.
That could be why he had a problem with the book, because, again, the level of... it was like Pence-level issues he had. The Robin needs to go to a camp. Yes, it was like, all right, man, it's just Batman and Robin.
Take it easy,
I
fella.
get it. I don't fucking like Robin either, but calm down.
Yeah. So if you don't get what we're talking about, that's what we're alluding to with some of the quotes. If you read the book.
Oh yeah, DS. Just yeah, man. I saved the best. I saved the best fucking explanation quote for the end because it's just ridiculous. Like,
well, we still got.
he's not even like I think that. Yes. What up, Captain Marvel? Got you in there. Look at that shit. Covered that Christmas cover.
Captain Marvel and Tom Mix.
This is a reprint from Captain Video 2. So Captain Video 2 is in SOTI. So in theory, this is an SOTI book. You know what I mean? Like, it's that weird fucking logic of it houses something that he referenced. It's definitely a reprint, but it makes it an SOTI book in theory.
Yeah. Well, 196 pages. This is pretty close to a novella.
It's a perfect holiday gift, Peter. What?
This is like a trade, like
the 50-cent cover.
50-cent cover. Well, in 196 pages. That's a holiday gift.
That's a boss ass. Yeah, I mean the reprint stack in that thing. I've never seen one, and I collect Golden Age Christmas comics.
Well, we got a couple more. Not too many more covers to fill out our cover run. Because we're up to the Y's. You're United States.
Oh, this is some bullshit. Oh, fuck. Did we not do Superboy?
Apparently not.
Oh, I fucked up. Peter, I'm sorry. Oh, no, we did. Never mind. We still have show left.
Yeah, you say.
You're United States. We're good. I forgot I just did pages at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. This fucking cover. Like, I honestly don't know. I don't. Red dress distress.
She looks pretty calm to me.
Well, it's red dress calm.
Yeah, she's clearing the way for this guy on the horse. Like, oh, Jimmy, let me clear the way for you. I want you to get hurt. We'll take Colorado out of the way.
Can you zoom in? Do we have a situation here with an Alf or a shit? What's the log cover?
Oh, you're trying to give the the rifleman? Or
yeah, do we have a rifleman situation?
Rifleman 10?
With the blonde skirt here? All right. I'm making something out of nothing here. Let's move on, people.
Okay. Oh, went back up.
Random goodness.
Zoot. We skipped Zoot. I'm sorry. I clicked too many times.
We zooted through Zoot.
Yeah. More jungle.
It's Rula, but in Zoot.
I don't know that I've ever paid attention to that cover. That's fun.
But yeah, and that is with a Z. That's our last one of the covers. So then we just have, some random goodness.
So there's covers that it was just going to get painful if we kept showing you terrible fucking covers and going, I don't know what's in it. I don't know, some bullshit. So here's some bullshit that's in some of the covers we didn't show you, and this is where it gets fucking out of control. I don't know where we're going to start.
We're going to start with your callback to early on with your quote.
Oh, the Batman? Jesus Christ. This.
So we got like the girls in the stories, Robin is sometimes held captive by the villains, and Batman has to give in, or Robin gets killed.
Oh, dude.
Ouch.
I know that one's not Golden Age, but I still thought about it when that quote was read.
You guys are tough.
So here's, because Peter didn't want to put a quote on this one. I don't blame him. Here's the actual quote from Wortham. His original issue with Batman, and it starts with This is fucking ridiculous. It starts with Batman issue 64. And I quote, "The atmosphere is homosexual and anti-feminine. If the girl is good-looking, she is undoubtedly the villainess. If she's after Bruce Wayne, she will have no chance against Dick. For instance, Bruce and Dick go out one evening in dinner clothes dressed exactly alike. The attractive girl makes up to Bruce while in successive pictures, young Dick, looks on smiling, sure of Bruce.
That was just a lot.
Fuck is happening? Like, what the fuck? Like, for a dude who had a problem with shit, he gets really into fucking like borderline romance novel writing at points. Like,
real in.
Yeah, and that's, again, there's stuff that's way more like, you know, the age inappropriateness and all the wildly over the top shit, but man, it's one of those situations where he, you know, the dude protests about all this shit so much how he hates it, you're like, all right, so you're really just championing all of this and that's all you believe in, because nobody puts up this kind of ridiculous fight to go into a fucking 200 and something page book about it.
Yeah. Now the next one, again, some of these, like with some of these panels, there was a big quote. So I didn't give you the whole quote. So I'll give you the cover.
And it's she'll have no chance for Dick.
No, I'm not giving you the Dick panel. This is a different panel, which led into this panel.
Oh, dude, yeah, this is the injury. This is the True Tales 2 or True
Crime 2.
So I'll let you read this quote. Yeah. We'll let it take a 2-second timeout.
Oh God, a typical. Yeah.
Do you read it? Or you want me to read it?
Yeah, Z, you have at it, brother.
A typical comic book drawing shows a blonde young girl lying in bed. She says, "Then I was dreaming of murder and morphine. This is a crime comic book dream. Murder, crime, and drug traffic are offered to children in literature, which the defenders of comic books call a modern version of the stories of the Brothers Grimm, Hans Christian Andersen, or Mother Goose. But are there heroin addicts in Grimm? Marijuana smokers in Andersen? Or dope peddlers in Mother's Goose? And are there advertisements for guns and knives?"
I'd like to answer those in order.
Oh my.
Oh man. In response, yes, definitely, probably, and there should be.
I mean, whew.
So that said, I mean, I get it, man. This is the kind of shit that you're like, oh, okay.
I was dreaming of murder and morphine.
Hey, sometimes you got to get the M&Ms, you know?
Jesus. It's a fantastic quote.
Yeah, it's insane. The everything about it, like the dope peddlers and the marijuana smokers and Andersen. Like, yeah, dude, abso-fucking-lutely. Like, are you kidding?
Sure.
Have you read it?
Christian Andersen did some of this.
Yeah, like, have you read the shit? Like, yes, there was. And guns and knives advertisements?
Only because they didn't have guns easily made back then.
Yeah, right? Like, I'm sorry, I thought this was America. That's where that gift comes in. Yeah, so...
I didn't know we were going to go that way.
Yeah, what a fucked up panel. The next one is just ridiculous. Like, he is all up in arms about fucking Black Cat, like, kicking some ass.
How is poor Black Cat a problem?
He's like, you know, she beats up boys. That's not...
Yeah, that's self-defense.
Yep.
Like, this guy's sneaking up on her with a gun. She shouldn't treat him that way. She should be much nicer. That's not very ladylike.
Yeah, and like the whole quote on it doesn't make sense. He literally just describes the panel and the story, and you're like, what's the problem? You literally just gave like a recounting.
Yeah, that's why I didn't type it all out or put it into text. I was like, that's a lot. Like, he's got a lot of problems with it. It's confusing.
No, he's just upset that she's defending herself.
Yeah, and that like she takes it to an extreme, and you're like, yeah.
She's rocking the ankle lock down here at the bottom. This
is the last panel I used, just to show the ridiculousness of what Wortham complained about. he goes on for a good paragraph bitching that DC Comics basically rewrote fucking history and we're teaching kids that this is what actually happened.
Because I believe it. Superboy was there.
God, at that point, it's just
There's no way we would have beat the Hessians without Superboy's help.
Yeah, and like the next page in this, or a couple pages later, like there's a depiction of Congress thanking Superboy, and he loses his mind over that. I'm like, dude, you're mad about that? Someone should have given him a fucking flash forward to 2020.
Oh, goodness. I mean, yeah, this is purely rewriting history. Jesus, we do that all the time.
Forget rewriting. This is, if anything, is getting kids interested in history because, you learn about it in school, and Superboy at least makes it fun for a second. You go, oh, this is the story that I read in that comic book that you're teaching me in class now. You're missing the point.
So I will say, we had fun tonight. Next week's just going to be a nonstop of cover after cover of how the hell was this missed?
Why did you miss this amongst the run of things you did choose?
Right, and that's that'll be a little more consistent heat instead of the why did you choose this? That cover's awesome. What's happening?
Yeah.
Hunt to Fear 27.
To show you the craziness that this whole book was. I mean, it was an attack on so many fronts. I compared it to video games and all those other things, but at least those were consistent on like violence and sex. This kind of was just all over the place.
George Washington.
Yeah.
So, Haunt of Fear 27. This is the second to last EC comic, or Haunt of Fear, but EC, pre-code before, and the second to last issue of Haunt. They knew it was coming.
But in case you guys can't see it,
it's an end of a fucking era.
Look what he's reading here. Like, it's just a commentary, bringing it back around.
Knew it was coming, but anyway, Z.
All right. Well, yeah, I don't know. That was a
full list.
It was fun. You check out the website, comicbookadvest.com, complete list. Peter will even fix the covers that he didn't proof check, and get a little deeper dive into some of the see all of them in there. What was it, 100-ish? Right about?
There's 140.
140 covers of craziness, and we look forward to seeing you next week and covering the ones that were missed or we thought were missed. And check out all the rest of the channel. We'll be on tomorrow night live with Tales from the Flip Side.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody, for spending some time with us.